I think generally in pop culture, we don't tend to think of people who do humanities work as very technical people who would engage with computers. But actually, there are all sorts of people in English, philosophy, history, art history, who are working with computers, starting even as early as the 1940s. The Humanist Data Lab is a place for scholars and for students to come together and work on research together. There's nothing like, trying to solve a tricky technical problem or humanities problem all by yourself. It can be kind of lonely. Here, you can roll your chair back and ask others for help or build on other people's expertise.
The Data Lab brings together different humanists and people of different skills working in different fields. And by bringing them all together, we're able to communicate and share our knowledge.
We've got all sorts of research going on in the lab. We've got one project that's a chronology of the gay liberation movement in Canada, so we're putting on maps and timelines so that we can see new patterns, things that would otherwise be very hard for us to get from a text. We've got folks working on a digital edition of a 16th century manuscript. Kara Shearer is a researcher here too, and she's working on a sound archive of 1960s poetry. We've also got lots of great graduate students associated with the lab. Through their work, we're thinking about things like scraping feminist blogs to look for patterns in feminist discourse, or developing games for Indigenous language acquisition, for example. Digital humanities research is really just a branch of the humanities, and the superpower of the humanities is really being able to understand the past and to really understand how we got to where we are now, because unless we're really informed, it's hard to imagine a future that's different from this present. And definitely, digital humanists are, like other humanists, interested in things like the history of the book and the textual medium. We're sort of saying, hey, we've gotten really good at understanding the history of the book and how book mechanics work. Let's also extend our work so that we understand how computers work and those other sort of ways that we share text and knowledge with each other. Certainly one of the long-term goals for the lab is really just to continue to work together and to support all of the good digital-based work that happens at the university. The lab is a FCCS-based laboratory, and FCCS is certainly an exciting place to work because we've got all sorts of digital work and scholarly collaborations coming out of the faculty.